guys today about the Peer Mentorship Program. And that's a program that I spent over a year working with Danielle and various other people developing, launching, piloting, and getting it to the end of its pilot semester. And so I am here today to talk about specifically my thesis that I constructed on the subject, which is Community Cares, piloting a peer mentorship program for peer students on a small liberal arts campus toward ongoing success. Because that was my goal. I didn't want to just create something that would die after a year. I wanted to build something that would really make an impact on this campus and keep that going forward, getting better and better and helping more people and having an impact on this campus. Because I do think it's really important. So I had two driving questions that I think essentially everything that I wanted to do boiled down to. And the first one was, what would a successful peer mentorship program for queer identifying students look like on our small liberal arts campus? So specifically because of the environment that we have, we are a smaller campus, we are a liberal arts campus, and that's something that comes through in everything that St. Edward's does, through every department, through every school. And so I really wanted to tailor it to who we are, what we are, and how our university is built. And then the second one was just how do we make a positive outcome? How do we take a program off of paper and turn it into something that's real and impactful? And how do we do that in a way that is really positive experience for students? All right, so I did do a lot of research to get this program up and started. I didn't just start willy-nilly. I looked at kind of what the efficacy rates are for different types of programs. And what I found was that peer mentorship programs are just absolutely overwhelmingly supported by the research. Everywhere I looked, it was, wow, this is amazing, this is helpful. It was almost incredible to look at like how much it is supported by research, specifically peer mentorship. So someone, two people that are on equal footing. But why did I want to do a peer specific program? There were two reasons. First of all, it is well documented also within the literature that queer identifying people, and specifically college students, have lower mental health outcomes. I'm not sure that I think this is not surprising to anybody. So two measures, especially found in this one article, or these two articles I apologized by Kurt and Bird, were that LGBTQIA students experienced increased suicidality and increased overall mental health. So that shows us that's a clear example that, you know, queer students' mental health is impacted by their identity. And then, so looking at that, there's no comparable program on campus as far as having a peer mentorship program, so including both of those aspects of it. And then that became my research gap. So I was finding all this information on peer mentorship, but not really tailored specifically to queer identities. I found a lot of programs based on race, religious identity, or self-improvement, just in general community improvement, that had great success. So that also really encouraged me when I was doing my research. And then the last reason why I thought this mentorship program was important was because we have such a strong and vibrant queer student presence on campus with organizations like Pride and WHO, the Trans Women's Organization here on campus. And so getting to my program, like what did we do? How did we build it? How did we make it work? We had people participate in either a mentor or a mentee role, and I'll get into in just a little bit how we determined someone was going to be a mentor or a mentee, because that wasn't really a question that emerged. And there was always an effort made from the beginning. This was one thing that I was very grateful that my advisor had experience with peer mentorship, because he was like, you're going to want to establish the roles really early for what mentors versus mentees do, and try and make it healthy and productive mentorship relationship. And so he was amazing. He's right here. But he was amazing during our initial meeting. He met with the mentors and he gave them the information that he's gained by his own experience and his own research on how to make it safe and effective for everybody. And so just another breakdown so that I can help you visualize. Mentors were split in, they were juniors and senior students, and they had the responsibility for kind of leading the meetings. They were trained, as I said, as a Danielle. And then mentees were our freshmen and sophomore students, and they shared in a mentee role. And so one of the things that we did our first meeting was we assessed their resourcefulness. So like, how connected are you on campus? What ways are you connected on campus? What resources do you know along campus, and have you ever accessed those resources? Because that gave us a good idea, especially when paired with how we evaluated our mentors, to pair them together. So like, this person is really strong in knowledge in this area, this person is maybe could use some more knowledge in that area, and that was what we were working on to pair them together. And so the timeline, I told you I've been working on this for over a year. What was I doing for a year? So last year I sent out a student interest survey. Some of you may have seen that around campus. It was a cute little QR code, made on Canva. So I sent out that survey asking people kind of what their year was, would they be interested in participating in a program, would they participate as a mentor or a mentee, because I want to make sure that I have a pretty equal balance of people willing to participate as mentors or mentees. And then I aligned with DEI. I sent many emails to Lionel saying, hey, I really want to make this program work. How can I make this program work? And then I presented a proposal as well. So in that, I had this timeline that you're going to see outlined. I had it sent over, and also a lot of try to answer as many questions as I thought that I could that might pop up. And then this semester, we had our initial interest meeting. That was February 8th. Like I said, we did all those trainings. I met with the mentees, we met with our mentors, and we tried to educate them and prepare them for what their role would be, how they would participate, and then assess them. We had them fill out a checklist as far as the knowledge that they had and what they wanted to talk about and what they wanted to gain from the relationship. And then we had them also fill out little check-in sheets, so kind of more personal information, more detailed information about what they wanted. We also gave an important resource, which was the support form. So this is a support form that was there available for them. I constantly monitored it through the whole semester, giving them the knowledge to, if they need to report a situation that they were comfortable, or if they had any comments or questions for me. I also made sure to give on that same form access to emergency resources as well as non-confidential resources on campus, because I know, I think I see students in here who know that the resources on campus aren't all confidential. But I want them to be prepared and able to, if they had any problems, questions, or uncomfortable situations, I want them to be able to relay that to me in a safe way. So pretty close after that first meeting, March 3rd, we released the pairing. So we sent out, hey, this is your mentor, hey, this is your mentee. Go ahead and let's start reaching out. Here's their email. Let's, get to talking and figure out if this is going to work for you. Next slide, thank you. And we had our very exciting first round of meetings, March 6th to the 10th. So they had this whole range to, after those pairings were released on the 3rd, they had that range of dates to try and meet with their mentor or mentee. So they made contact, they talked to each other, they figured out a little bit this is going to work, and now it's time to put it into action. They were told that they could meet on campus. I gave them a couple of different ideas of where to meet. They were welcome to take those suggestions or do something else. They were also told to meet that they could meet in a public off-campus location. So we're not going to people's houses, but they were told that they could, if they wanted to go to the park, if they wanted to go to an off-campus coffee shop, something like that, they were welcome to do that. They had the ability to go on. Following that, we released a check-in survey for them, so they were able to give us comments and feedback on how it was going so far. After that, semester progressed a little bit more. We had the second round of meetings, April 10th to May 16th. And then just one short day after that, we had our all-member closing meeting. So we gathered everybody, we had some snacks. And a lot of people came and shared their experiences in the program. And I personally thought that was really impactful to hear people talk about what they learned and what they taught their mentors and mentees. I learned some things. There were a couple people talking, I was like, yes, I'm gonna learn from you. And that is how we finished out the semester so far. But that closing survey that I released at the all-member meeting, this was important for us as a pilot program, specifically as a pilot program that wants to continue forward. So asking questions about, first of all, were you a mentor, were you a mentee? What was your overall enjoyment of the program? Do you think it enriched your social connectedness? And then a couple of other questions, just trying to make sure that figure out what they got from the program and what we can help them improve if they did participate again. And out of 19 participants that attended the initial meeting, we had 8 total ending survey respondents. We did have more that finished the program, but we had 8 responses. Next slide, thank you. And so breaking down those results a little bit more, we had completely even 50-50 mentor-mentee responses. 6 respondents ranked their overall enjoyment of the program as a 5, which the scale went from 1, did not enjoy at all, to 5, which is I really enjoyed this program, and there was, obviously, once a long wrap. So 75% of the responses were a 5. That was something that gave us a signal that we're going in a good direction, even if we might need to improve. We're going in a good direction. And then 87.5% of participants responded that they would participate again if given the opportunity, and then 12.5% said maybe. And I have here, again, I wanted to visualize some of these results for you guys. So for those 2 other questions, I feel that the program enriched my understanding of my identity. 1 being not at all, 5 being very much enriched my understanding of my identity. And we can see that we're not getting necessarily those 5 responses that we got on overall enjoyment. So that is really helpful to us for looking into the next semester and into the next year. And then we see again, I feel that the program enriched my social connectedness on campus. We're seeing 2, 3, 4, and 5s here, with the most common being 5, but we don't want to ignore the data that we're seeing with 2, 3, 4. So what do these results mean? What do these responses mean? Because we didn't just send this out to say, okay, we did it, and then we forget about it. We saw there was a high overall enjoyment, but not necessarily some other goals that were understanding of identity and social connectedness on campus. And so I took that into account when I was taking my next steps for making this a program for next year. Okay, and so going into planning this next year, I had 3 overarching questions, which were what will the program look like next year? How will it build on this semester's progress? And what actions can be taken to ensure the success of the program? With that in mind, I submitted a proposal to DEI for next year. I will probably continue to edit that for the next couple days, next couple weeks until I graduate. The program will be passed under the direction after my graduation. And areas in which we're going to graduate for more interesting and more specific information, so they can have resources to pass down to their mentors or mentees, and then those mentees in turn can take that knowledge and build upon it for the next year. So again, it's a cycle, continuation. Directed from feedback, there was a pre-response question at the end of the survey. We wanted to advertise and promote more early in the semester so that people could know about it and could participate. And so we also want to have more all-member meetings. So people wanted to get together as a group more. They wanted the opportunity to see each other all face-to-face. So we have more of those scheduled until be scheduled for next year. All right, so again, talking about that proposal for the future. We are assuming a 1-semester course, so pre-semester ideas or things to do include planning an initial interest meeting, so the one that we had this February. Require mentor trainings, as I said, and then reach out to Pride and True, because again, those are organizations that have an important presence here on the curriculum, and we want to establish a connection with them if we can. And then August to September, we want to promote at the Career Student Forum, which is an important event hosted by DEI as well. We wanted to host an initial interest meeting, and then create the pairings and host the first round of one-on-one meetings. In October, we wanted to have the second round of peer meetings and a check-in. And then December, we wanted that all-member meeting and conclusion of the program for this semester. Thank you so much for attending my Yeah, what can I answer for you guys? I threw a lot of information at you. Okay, are you ready? this is going to be something that, again, going to help continue until it can stand on its own feet or be allied with the organization set up by the university. Yeah.
Hey, you did fantastic. Also, no notes. She just did it. Like that. They just did it. Fantastic. Here's what I wanted to know. How did you incentivize the mentors in particular, and how will you continue to incentivize them? Some peer mentor programs, I know, pay. Some people get course credit. You talked about the one course credit. Tell me more.
Yeah, so this, as far as incentivized, I think everybody was more intrinsically motivated to participate in this program. I mean, it's just something that was going to be fun, it was going to be lighthearted, it was going to be understanding of if you have a lot of responsibilities already on your plate, we don't want this to be something that's going to break you. We want this to be enjoyable. And so I think that's how we got our participation. It definitely could be something we think about in the future, for incentivizing people to participate more, especially mentors. This semester it really felt like I love it.
Questions or comments?
What is like your wildest imagination of your growth in this program?
I would, let's see, specifics as far as growth, I would just love to see, not even necessarily more people, it's not that I want to grab as many people as possible, but I do want this to have a deep impact on people. So I would love for this to become an organization or a program that people consider part of, like an essential part of their experience here at St. Ed's. I think if even a couple of people consider it to be that, that would be everything that I want.
Anyone have one more question or comment? Yes, please.
If this is going to be a semester thing moving forward from like 12th grade, do you think that it would be beneficial to have an option for mentor-mentor peers to continue into the spring semester?
Yeah, so the time that I fished was assuming a one semester pairing. I'm not at all opposed to continuing it through the year. I think a lot of people would benefit from that, from having a little bit more time to open up and discuss topics and really get into it. I think that people would really enjoy that. It would kind of just be evaluating at the end of the first semester whether or not people are wanting to continue. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To Stoll and Cord Lys and tell us anything that you would like to share about working with them.
Before I...
Wait. You're gonna record.
Definitely, my name is Leonel Lopez, pronouns are he, him, his, and I've had the absolute honor of serving as assistant mentor this semester, which I gotta tell you was the easiest thing. I love mentoring, and I love being able to support our communities on campus, especially our queer community, as somebody who is speaking of ally, somebody who's coming from outside this community. And I've done this work for many years, and having learned doing so, one of the things I found is that the most important thing that we can do is making sure that it is genuine and that it's done with care. And that was the thing that I had to tell us. All of our meetings were just about how we were going to support our campus, and how we were going to just support queer students on campus, but how that genuinely impacts our entire campus community in reaching our values here at St. Ed's University. I think it's very easy for us to center certain conversations surrounding queer communities, especially young queer communities, post-COVID, post some of the things that we've seen around our country, but listed in one way. We want to celebrate identities, we want to celebrate people, we want to celebrate stories, and we want to celebrate connection. And that's what's listed. And I am extremely proud of them for all the work that they did and all the work that they're going to. So thank you very much for providing this for our campus. Thank you for supporting our students, for being that first line of connection for so many people, not just this semester, but next year, and the following year. We will continue to have this be a position that is paid, and they will continue to carry on this legacy that this has built.